Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Chat with T podcast. I am your host, T. First off, I want to say happy freaking new year to you all. I'm wishing you all a safe, healthy, abundant, happy, and a blessed 2025. Oh my God. I am coming up on my 10-year high school reunion because I graduated high school in 2015. Like, oh my God. And is they planning something? I don't know, I gotta talk to somebody about that, but oh my God. I would love to hear your 2025 goals. Okay, I hope that you guys are setting goals for yourself. You don't have to have like 100 goals. That's okay. Even if you have a couple, maybe you want to start biking more, or you want to learn how to swim, you want to learn how to dance salsa, right? So you're going to sign yourself up for some swimming lessons. You're going to sign yourself up for some salsa dance classes, or biking, you're going to buy yourself a bike. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I have a lot of goals this year, and I always outline them by like health and fitness, um career, financial, fun, travel, personal development. But one of my goals this year is to learn how to crochet. So I actually did start learning last year, but I've been having trouble with single crochet and it was bothering me. But this year I am dedicated to learning how to actually crochet and to like actually make real crochet pieces. So stay tuned for that. So, in today's episode, I want to talk about coming to the realization that I no longer want to be the hero. I'm starting this year off by, right, don't save her, she don't want to be saved. Word to J. Cole. I am choosing peace over chaos. Let's get into it. So, I have to protect my peace, and by doing that, I need freedom from all that disturbs my peace. And last year, I've noticed a lot that I was overly helpful to people who are not helping themselves. And that was a painful realization because the energy that I was giving to them to help them get themselves together, I could have been pouring into myself. And I guess what made it worse is that they weren't really giving themselves that energy to help themselves. Like, if I'm giving you the tools and the resources to make these adjustments or to fix this, and you're not doing it, it just feels like a waste. You know what I mean? And I love helping people. Don't get me wrong, I'll never stop. It's just that, I feel like sometimes I know the exact solution to people's problems. And then when I try to intervene, it backfires. And I see why. Um, but, I've constantly put my time and energy and I've been on the front line for others, and I just feel like it always bites me in the ass. And I'm at a point where I'm letting those that I care for to just make their own decisions and to just solve their own problems. Because Tamesia cannot be so solution oriented, always coming to someone's rescue. Um, And then it always backfires, and I just feel like I don't want that for myself anymore. I need to get into a space where I can just allow people to just live their lives, make their own choices, um, giving them that autonomy and not trying to, like, hijack what they have going on. Because, like I said, it doesn't do me any good, I feel like it doesn't do them any good either. Um, yeah. I feel like people can't learn from their mistakes or their karma if I'm constantly trying to save them. Like, especially when they're doing stuff they really, really, really have no business doing. Um, it kind of makes me think, like, what am I shielding them from if I intervene? Like, what lesson do they have to learn from this situation or mistake or bad decision? How will my actions impact that? You know what I mean? How will it affect it? I don't know if it's affect or effect, but how will it I could never get those 2, the understanding between those 2, but that's okay. Um, yeah, I'm just at a point where I'm figuring out how to give people that space. Um, so I've been doing it so far. I've just been trying to let people live their lives. Um, there's only so much that I can do, but I'm just over it. Like, I just want to protect my peace. And I feel like if someone is doing something they have no business doing, right, their own self undoing, um, you know, a debt will always have to be paid. And it's not my job to continue to put my cape on and save others all the time. I don't want to stop what's in store for people when they're constantly doing wrong and sabotaging and engaging in self undoing behaviors, right? Um, I feel like if they prioritize that more, like doing better, they would be further ahead, right? Or I just feel like the answers be right there. And I think that's why I'm just so quick to be like, hey, like, do this. You know what I mean? Like, it's right there. And I don't know. I look at it from a way that I look at it from the perspective that people aren't always engaging in negative behaviors just because they want to. Like, I feel like they want to have a good outcome or whatever the case may be. But they just haven't found a positive way to go about it, I think. So definitely some guidance is needed, not for me. I'm clocking out. Y'all gotta get a therapist. I gotta figure it out, get a life coach. I am not doing it anymore. And I want to just encourage you all to put yourself first, pour into yourself throughout 2025, set your boundaries, have the courage to say no, and detach from people and what they have going on in their lives, and get yourself in the mindset that you are not their savior. You're not their messiah. You cannot save them from things. They have to save themselves. They have to want better for themselves. And that's the thing. You see people's potential. Okay, cool. They have to act on it. You're not going to be someone that's going to change them overnight. This isn't Amazon Prime overnight shipping. It does not work that way. I'm so sorry, but that's something that I had to come to understand and to realize. Um, it's just not my job to fix everyone. It's not your job to fix everyone, right? We're not Olivia Pope, and this is not Scandal. And everyone has a life of their own, and everyone has lessons to learn and situations to like experience. So, it really just comes down to protecting your peace and focusing on you. It doesn't make you selfish, it doesn't make you a bad person. I know I struggled with that initially, and I'm like, oh my God, like, how could I just, leave this person hanging? But it's just like, there's only so much that you can do, you know? It's really just out of my hands. It's out of your hands, and you don't have to stress or worry about it. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share today. This episode is like super late. I was sick throughout Christmas and also New Year's, so it just everything just was on the back burner feeling. I was sick as a dog, y'all, for real. Um, so that's why I'm like just now recording this. But um yeah, this is the final episode of season 2. Ooh, took me like 5 years to get here, but we here. And I want to say thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and just being loyal um, supporters. And I really appreciate that. I really feel like I am building a tribe a community. At least I'm working towards really doing that, and it means so much. Um, yeah, don't be afraid to reach out, message me. I really want to connect more. That's my biggest thing is connection, real, organic, or authentic, connection. But thank you so much for tuning in. I would love to hear what your 2025 goals are. Do not forget, right? You can message me, comment, do something. Like, tell me what your goals are for this year, or at least one thing that you would like to do. Like I said, I'm going to focus on crocheting and I want to create some pieces, maybe like a hat or a scarf or something, a blanket. I don't know. We'll see what happens by the end of the year. But thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys so much. And I'll see you next season. Season 3 is already in the works. Okay? I'm telling you, we're doing big things this year. Everything big. That's on period. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you on the next episode of Chats with T.